Hey everyone, Jennifer Lee Chan here with an update on Ricky Pearsall. The 49ers have placed him on the non-football injury list, the NFI list, which makes him ineligible to play in the first 4 games of the season. So it's actually a really good sign that he will play at some point during his rookie season. They have him eligible to be one of the 8 returning players. So he is out for sure for the first 4 weeks of the season. He could return in week 5. That is when the 49ers host the Arizona Cardinals at Levi Stadium. So, again, it sounds like it's not great because he's going to miss 4 games, but honestly, very lucky that he's only missing 4 for sure. He could come back after that. They could make it 5 or 6 weeks, just depending on his recovery. But it's such a good sign that he could return this season, starting out his rookie year. The fact that he did not hit any vital organs when the bullet entered his chest, exited his back, gunshot in an attempted robbery in San Francisco on Saturday. Um, the whole story is really crazy. He was at a autograph signing at Cal Palace that had a bunch of 49ers there. Dante Whitner was one, George Odom was one, Dre Greenlaw, Jake Moody, Renardo Green. A lot of players were at this signing. Ricky Pearsall's slot was at 1 p.m. slot. And then after that, he went to the city to enjoy the weather, to enjoy the weekend off, and unfortunately was involved in this attempted robbery, armed robbery incident. So, again, as a recap, if you haven't been up to date on this, he was in the altercation, the attempted robbery, the victim of the attempted robbery at 3:37 p.m. on a Saturday. He was actually released from the hospital before 1 o'clock on Sunday. So the fact that he didn't have to have care or monitoring in a hospital for, I mean, it really was only about 20 hours. Incredibly lucky, unlucky, unlucky at the same time. So he again, Ricky Pearsall will start the season on the NFI list. He is eligible to return week 5. In a corresponding move, the 49ers signed Brandon Parker. Brandon Parker is a tackle, offensive lineman, a tackle. They don't have a whole lot of them. So it's good that they have signed an offensive tackle. He was drafted in the 3rd round of 2018. He's played the last 5 years with the Raiders. He's I think a guy who can step in if needed. I think they have a lot of confidence in Jalen Moore, but it's Jalen Moore and Colton McKivitz. They really don't have another offensive tackle, so they did sign Brandon Parker to a 1-year deal. So that was the corresponding move. Ricky Pearsall goes on NFI. The 49ers sign Brandon Parker to that 1-year deal. Also, over the weekend, they signed Sam Okuayinonu. He's a defensive end. I think that's I think it's interesting how they did it. Now, I was surprised that he was on the initial 53. The next day, they waived him, and I did find out some information on this. So it seemed like a very confusing move at first. They kept him on the 53. They ended up not being able to keep Jarrett Kingston, one of their offensive linemen that they drafted. So they lost Jarrett Kingston. He was signed to another team. A couple other players that were lost, like Cody Schrader, signed to the Rams. So it was interesting to see that they held on to Sam Okuayinonu, but I did find out that it was a strategic move. They really wanted Sam Okuayinonu to be on their team. So what happened is they waived him the day after cutdowns. So on Tuesday was the initial 53-man roster. Sam Okuayinonu was still on the roster. On Wednesday, they released him, but they did it later in the afternoon. Now, because teams had already picked up a lot of players that went through waivers, they didn't have any spots to poach Sam Okuayinonu. So it was a strategic move by the 49ers to release him later to essentially have the chance again to pick him up. So they did sign Sam Okuayinonu later. They released Sebastian Gutierrez in a corresponding move there. All right, so those are the roster moves. Looking ahead at football, with Ricky Pearsall on the NFI list, the 49ers receivers now look a lot like last year. They look a lot like the 2023 group, minus Ray McCloud. So you've got Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Chris Conley, and Ronnie Bell. Ray McLeod, obviously with the Atlanta Falcons. Jacob Cowing is the guy who kind of takes over that role, maybe as a returner, as a wide receiver that maybe they have active on game day because he's a solid returner. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether they have Ronnie Bell or Jacob Cowing active on game day. So they do have 6 receivers on the 53 now with Ricky Pearsall going on the NFI list. So, solid group of guys. I think Jacob Cowing is going to be a guy who can add that speed element. I think at first he's going to be on the active rosters primarily as a returner, just because punt returning is such a crazy job. Trent Taylor is on the practice squad as a guy who they could pull up during a game day if they need to, if anything goes awry with Jacob Cowing. But, 2 guys who are the solid punt returners, I think Trent Taylor, Jacob Cowing. Trent Taylor on the practice squad, Jacob Cowing on the active 53. So it'll be interesting to see how they plan it out for game days. Now, the 49ers have a bonus practice on Tuesday. So we'll probably get a little information. I would think either John Lynch or Kyle Shanahan are going to talk to the media on Tuesday just to let us know what is happening with Ricky Pearsall, the update, because John Lynch was at the hospital. I'm sure he talked to his parents, talked to Ricky. He was there along with player engagement. So we'll probably get an update from 49ers personnel on Tuesday. There is a practice Tuesday morning. Again, it's a bonus practice because they play on Monday night, the season opener at home at Levi's Stadium, welcoming the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers. So, bonus practice on Tuesday. The club has Wednesday off. So, Wednesday night, their Wednesday day, that will be off. That's your off day. And then their regular work week starts on Thursday. So, they'll have practice Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then Sunday, they'll be off with a walkthrough. And then Monday, they host the Monday Night Football game. So, um, I think that's pretty much all the news right now, and we'll keep you updated. Definitely subscribe, please. Going to keep doing these updates as much as possible. So please subscribe, tell your friends. I'll try to keep doing these as much as possible throughout the season. Any updates you need, please leave comments below. Let me know what you'd like to hear on these updates, what you'd like to see. I'll also keep posting shorts of players at practice. And yeah, let me know what you'd like to see. So I'll be talking to you guys soon. Soon. Yes, it's a hat day because it is Monday. Happy Labor Day to everybody out there. Um, there may be more hat videos in the future. So we'll see how it goes. But definitely let me know how what you'd like to see on here. And please let your friends know and please subscribe. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching.